action.
I don't like it when you say action. What's up, everybody? I'm Marjorie, and you're watching Ask DeadEndHipHop. Hey, Mike.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
Everybody. Our first question today comes from Travis House at Mr. House, and he wants to know, we live in a world where rappers release albums and mixtapes frequently within a year. Do you guys think that releasing a large amount of music at one time is considered a good work ethic or oversaturation?
I think too much music is definitely oversaturation. I think that you need to pace yourself. You know what I'm saying? I think the biggest artist I think that's suffering from oversaturation right now to me is Wayne. You know, and I think you can hear it in his music now where he sounds too redundant. It doesn't sound clear, it doesn't sound fresh. So I definitely think that artists need to pace themselves. And I don't like artists that just drop like one project every year, because then it's like, I want more of you. But too much is just too much. And I think you just need to find that happy medium.
So you think you was cool with Ross dropping a mixtape and the album? Or this in the same year?
Like you talking about the album in Black Bar Mitzvah, because he just dropped another mixtape, and I feel like that's too much.
Like you think if he just would have, what did he make earlier this year? What was that mixtape called?
Was it
Rich Forever,
like that,
then the album, and now he has Black Bar Mitzvah, and he has another mixtape.
Really,
that's too much.
That's cool for just having the mixtape and it's just the album?
I think an album and a mixtape in a year, I think you cool with that, and then maybe drop it like something like real close to the end of the year, so you kind of have something, you know, to carry you on through the year. But like just boom, 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 like that.
Currency. The thing with Currency is he'll drop a mixtape or he'll drop 2 or 3 albums in a year. Currency is known for just dropping project after project after project after project. And but back to the Rick Ross thing, I think the Black Bar Mitzvah wasn't necessarily him. It was him putting out a mixtape, but it was also him promote. It was like a promotional tool for him, because all he did was rap over other people's shit. It really wasn't a need for him to do that, other than to help promote the tour he has in Meek Mill's album. Can it oversaturate the market? I think it does when you have everybody doing it. You know, does it for that particular artist? I mean, it keeps them out here. But, you know, so I think projects are cool, but I think when they start doing these series, like, you know, Music Monday, and they drop a track every other Monday for like a month, I think all of a sudden that could become a little bit of oversaturation, because now all of a sudden you have all this music that's, you know, in so many different places, and is it going to go on the project, is it not going to go on the project? You know, will it be up to par with what they do, or are they just in here just dropping something just so they can get their name out and keep their name in people's mouths and just feeding the streets? So
I like that Kanye West. When Kanye West was doing that Good Friday shit, when he was dropping, before he dropped the My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, I thought that was cool. Yeah, because I guess because it was some good music. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I was gonna say. Exactly. It's different from dropping a single track than dropping a project, because a single track every week is just a single track, so it might get you a little bit more excited. But when you drop like a mixtape, then you drop an album, then you drop like 2 or 3 mixtapes behind that, it's like these are songs. You know what I'm saying? Like full, like 12, 13, 14 song projects. That's a lot, yo. Like I like Rick Ross, but that's just too much Rick Ross. Like I don't need that much Rick Ross in my life.
If your music is good, I don't see it being that big of a deal if you're dropping like 3 projects in a year. But if all of your fucking music sounds the same, it just feels like you've now got 3 pieces of one long fucking album.
Well, what about
like,
if you're dropping mixtapes, you're dropping albums, and you're featured on all these other artists' songs? You don't think that's oversaturation?
Not if you're good. I mean, if you're a good MC and you know how to make your projects sound dissimilar from each other, I don't see a big issue. Like, let's say, like a Kendrick Lamar, right? Like, let's say if he wants to do, you know, a content style like story album, you know, then he wants to do just an album of him just spitting, right? I don't mind if he does that, 2 of those in a year, because they're not going to sound the same, and you're not getting the same exact thing. From someone like Wayne, you're getting the same fucking thing, no matter what. All 3 projects, you're getting the same shit. Rick Ross, all 3 projects, you're getting the same shit. But someone like Brother Ali, when he did the EP, then he did the album, there was nothing wrong with that, because I can't remember what it's called, the Heart something. Jesus, I'm drawing a blank. But the one he dropped on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
When he dropped that, you know, it sounded completely different from the album. There's nothing wrong with that. It depends on the artist, man.
Yeah, same thing with Danny Brown last year. Dropped Triple X and then dropped, you know, the Black and Brown EP.
Yeah, but
it's
those
two.
didn't sound that dissimilar.
I mean, as far as production wise, yeah. I mean,
yeah, no, I'm saying, but you still get the same content. Danny Brown does Danny Brown.
But I mean, the sound of the album sounds completely different.
I didn't think it sounded that different.
You didn't think it sounded that different?
The Bite Marked Heart. That's what it's called.
Yes.
Yeah, but it still kind of goes to, you know, when you're talking about multiple projects, more, you know, a project, album, another project, if it's good, if the artist is good enough, what it sounds like you're in agreement with him, but more or less with his model, mixtape, album, when you refer to the Danny Brown.
I don't care if it's 3 mixtapes or 2 albums. Just make them different. You know, if you want to do 2 albums in a year, don't give me 2 albums that sound the fucking same. Give me an album, you know, where you're heartfelt or something, and then give me an album where you're just spitting. You know what I mean? Or give me an album of you spitting drug shit, and then give me an album where you're doing something else.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like what Currency did. I want to say I think those Pilot Talk things was last year, but because he does that, yeah. Like he dropped.
That can back that point up, because don't nobody hear this.
I think, well,
I don't keep up with all his. Like you say, he dropped way too many for me to just keep up with all of that.
So he did the Pilot Talk, and then Pilot Talk 2. I think he did another one that same year. But Pilot Talk 1 and Pilot Talk 2 was still with Ski Beats, I want to say. So they sounded pretty much the same. But then he turned around. When did the one he did with Alchemist? When did that drop?
You asking B?
Yeah.
Because it was an Alchemist project. I thought B would know because it was Alchemist.
Last year.
Now that's something a little bit different because he's over somebody else's beats. So he kind of,
yeah,
it's Currency. He's not gonna rap any different.
Yeah, so what's the point?
So Brother Ali was really rapping that different.
Yeah, if you listen to what is it called again? Jesus Christ!
The
Bite Marked Heart. Jesus. If you listen to that, and then you listen to his last album, you can't tell me he wasn't rapping different. If you think they're rapping the same, you didn't listen hard enough.
No, I thought you were talking about more the actual content, not their style. Okay.
That as well. That's why that situation was perfect for me, because he was rapping different and the content was different. And then you have his album where he's like, okay, now I'm gonna talk more social, political type of things. That's fine, because you don't feel like you're getting the same project. But if it's Brother Ali rapping, you know, political shit, and then it's again an album of Brother, it'd be like if Immortal Technique did 2 projects in a year. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that, because Immortal Technique pretty much does what Immortal Technique does. So I would have no desire. I mean, they're gonna both be good, but it's gonna be too much of more. I'm gonna stop caring. You want to be excited when someone's dropping a new project. You can't get excited if you had 3 projects in the last year.
And that's my point. It's like the person I think that did it pretty damn good this year was Big Crit. You know, well, Forever and a Day, when it came out, I thought it was an amazing project. Then it got you excited for the album. You see what I'm saying? But like when you drop mixtape, album, mixtape, or it's like that's just way too much. And at that point, like Mike said, like to me personally, I'll just lose my interest.
But you know who's perfect with this? In my opinion, I think someone like LP or Aesop. Drop something every 5 years. Like, make people almost forget about you, and then you show back up and smack them in their fucking face with an amazing album. I'm good with that. I don't need an album every year from somebody. I'm good with every 2 or 3 years. As long as I can live off that album for a good couple of years, I'm good. I don't think someone like LP or Aesop needs to drop, or even Brother Ali. I don't think they need to drop albums every year, because you're not gonna forget the last shit they did, because it's gonna be that fucking good. But if your shit is mediocre, like Lil Wayne, he needs to keep his name in the game, because it's like people are gonna forget about him if he doesn't.
Because that music is trendy, so that music comes in and out. Where Brother Ali, with content, it stays. It has staying power.
It's just like people forgot that he dropped the album this year. You know what I'm saying? So
because they all sound the same.
yeah. Yep.
You can't tell his album from his. Well, I can. I'm kind of ignorant with Rick Ross, but I can't tell his album from his fucking mixtapes. They sound the same to me.
Yeah, I think his album was different than the 2 mixtapes, but then of course,
this is a sincere question. I can't tell.
yeah, the album had what? Wait, was it 3 or 4? 3 or 4? Because he listens, he knows that's his boy, man. And I thought the album was a little bit more smoother than the mixtape he dropped in the beginning of the year.
You're absolutely right. Yeah. I remember you said that.
So, but you know,
mixtapes, aren't they usually like rapping or singing over someone else's beat?
They used to be.
Not-
Before Drake ruined everything.
Ruined everything.
I'm saying Drake is the one who ruined that. I liked
think
when
it's
rappers did that shit. I liked when rappers used to do that shit. Like when they just get busy real quick.
And that's why I like Jack of All Trades with Sahai last year. You know what I'm saying? Because I did too. This motherfucker over here thought,
nah, I don't
like that shit.
I don't really get behind that anymore. And I think they just kind of changed the way I listen to mixtapes. You know.
But you want to be albums now.
Mm-hmm.
Let me hear how you sound as an artist, and I think that's what the mixtapes are nowadays.